Father, as we come before you tonight, Lord, we just want to thank you again for another day and a new year, Lord. We ask your blessings upon it. And Father, grant us your wisdom as we seek your will, Lord, not our own. And we ask you, Lord, to lead, guide, and direct us. The city, the administration and council, and God, help us always to look to you. And we praise you for it in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. And thanks for being here today. I'd like to call this public hearing and work session for January 6, 2026, Happy New Year, to order. First thing that I need to do is I need to amend the agenda to add an executive session. So I need a motion to amend.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to add an executive
For the purpose of real estate.
for purpose of real estate. And do you want to add that after citizen input?
That makes
Okay,
sense.
all right.
I'll second.
All in favor, show of hands. Next, on to the fun stuff. We have a new council member, Joshua Barton, for the four-year term. His expires December 31st, 2029. And so we'd like to come and formally do his oath of office.
Or if you'll come down here.
Yes. Yes.
And if you'll raise your right hand, please. And repeat after me. I, Joshua Barton,
I, Joshua Barton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of City Council Member of the City of Statham,
of City Council Member of the City of Statham,
and that I will, in all respects,
that I will in all respects
observe the provisions of the Charter
observe the provisions of the Charter
and ordinances of the City
and ordinances of the City
of Statham,
of Statham,
and that I will support and defend the Constitution
and that I will support and defend the Constitution
and laws of the State of Georgia
and laws of the State of Georgia
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, next on our agenda is the vote for vice mayor. So I need a motion to take the vote.
Yeah, we need to have a motion to hold the election for vice mayor, seconded and then voted, and then we'll distribute ballots.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to hold the election for vice mayor.
All in favor? Show of hands. Okay. You'll receive a vote, and you're to put
The person that voted for their name and then sign
and you sign it. Yep.
All right, we have one vote for Councilmember Patterson and 4 votes for Councilmember Torelli. So Councilmember Torelli has been voted as vice mayor. and that'll be for a 2-year term.
All right, we're moving on to minute approval. I need a motion to approve the minutes for December 16th, 2025 of a regular meeting.
I vote to approve the minutes for December the 16th, the 2025 regular meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor? Show of hands.
Yeah, Josh needs to.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry.
No, ask your, I didn't know what your question was.
Josh needs to abstain,
So technically, he does not have to abstain. The only time you have to abstain is if you have some kind of vested interest in the outcome. He's reviewed the minutes. I know he was present in the meeting, so he has personal knowledge, so he could have voted if he wants to.
All in favor? Show of hands. We're moving on to our reports. It's time for our finances.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Happy New Year. For the financial report today, I'll review the preliminary financial report through December 31st, pointing out any significant items worth noting. Please note that this is just a preliminary report and does not capture the entire month's activities. I will start with the city's main operating fund, the general fund. At this point in the year, we are halfway through the fiscal year with 64% of total revenues received. Tax revenues are doing great at 73% of the annual budget. This is due to property taxes and the insurance premium tax. Licenses and permits are reported at 33% collected. This is due to building permits and inspections that slow down in winter months, and business license fees will begin trickling in spring. Charges for services are currently at 42% of the budget from community center, vendor fees, police fees, and downtown garbage revenues. Fines and forfeitures, which are attributable to municipal court revenues, are at 43% of the budget, and miscellaneous revenues, which is mostly rental revenue, is at 36% of the budget. For general fund expenditures, most of all departments are on pace or below their year-to-date budgeted expenditure levels, with a few exceptions. Legislative committees and parks have exceeded their budget year-to-date. For legislative committees, this is primarily due to the events that have already taken place in summer and fall, as well as spending by the tree committee. For the Parks Department, it is due to the recent land purchase, and a budget amendment will come mid-year to capture this activity. It is also worth noting that the year-to-date surplus reflected in the inspections and code enforcement departments is not representative of actual, but rather a timing of invoices not yet captured. Additional expenditures will be recorded as staff continue to process December invoices. Overall, general fund expenditures for the fiscal year are currently at 42% of the budget, which is on pace for the year. The SPLOS Fund is reporting 33% of revenues received through October, and T-SPLOS revenues are at 38% of the budget. Keep in mind these revenues come in a 2-month lag from when they are collected. For the Utility Fund, revenues are doing well at 85% of the budget. The excess is due in part to sewer capacity sold that was unbudgeted, as well as water taps in excess of budgeted levels year to date. The utility departments combined are reporting expenditures at 47% of the annual budget, which is due primarily to invoices not received and processed applicable to the month of December. No significant activity is worth noting this month. That concludes the December financial report. I look forward to any questions you have.
Any questions, council?
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Police Department report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I will be giving the Police Department report for the month of December. We had a total of 435 area checks, 113 incidents, 9 accidents, 8 arrests, and 115 traffic stops with 33 citations and 127 reports. We also had some events happen throughout December. We had Shop with a Hero. We had coffees and cookies at the police department with Miss Betty, and Miss Hattie with the Sunflower Festival. Statham Police Department also had a donation with the Christmas with Christmas gifts and dinners from Affordable Septic to help with the family in need of 6. Attached, I have several photos.
Right.
Any questions?
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for
And thanks for the sunflower for the coffee and cookies. It was good.
Good evening, how are y'all?
Public Works.
What's up, bud?
So for the month of December, we performed our meter reading in the fastest time we've had in a long time, is what I've been told by Mr. Joe, our billing clerk. That's all due to replacing a lot of these meters that were faulty reading or not reading, and we're continuing to keep that on track as well. EMI continued to do their sanitary sewer evaluation project. We installed Christmas decor around town. The selected contractor for the water line relocation project on 316, they began their work and they started at Barber Creek. That'll be for relocating the water main on both sides of Barber Creek and 8th Street area and Ventura area. We're waiting on the third-party engineer to receive the plans back for Bethlehem Road area. And once we get those back, we'll review those and approve them, and they're going to try to get everything where that contractor can just continue to work throughout as the plans are approved, so there's no stop and go and waiting on contractors for that to complete that project. We resealed the roof at Robert Bridges building, installed some new street signage on Oak Spring Street. An additional storage container was purchased and delivered to Public Works shop to free up some area in the shop. Had some broken storm drains repaired throughout town, and one at Robert Bridges Park, and had a bad area in the roadway where some settling was around some sewer facilities. Had that repaired on Elizabeth Street. Patched some potholes on Atlanta Highway. There was a generator that we had repaired at Woodbury Lift Station. And we also evaluated the dog park at Robert Bridges for needed repairs, and got our supply list ready for that. Getting ready to start on that soon. Any questions?
Any questions for the council?
Been busy.
Very busy.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Now on to my report. I'm going to tell a little story tonight. So my report's going to be a little different. So several years ago, I took a leap of faith and opened a mom and pop restaurant in downtown Statham. I quit my job, reduced my family income by one paycheck. My husband would get up early every morning to make biscuits, not the donuts, and he headed to work at 5 Points in Atlanta. I would come later to open the restaurant, and my mother and father would come in and help me during the week. On the weekends, my daughter and husband helped me with the breakfast rush. We began to build customers, and after a few months we started our pizza business, which was what we wanted to do all along. It was so exciting watching our dream come true. Hard work, yes. Time off, barely. But it was a true leap of faith, and we took the symbolic plunge into the water. This would be the year of no fear. 7 months into our newly found business, we received a phone call that no one ever wants to receive. Our sister-in-law was missing, and she did not show up for work for a scheduled interview that morning at CNN Center. Long story short, she was found murdered in the trunk of her car in Atlanta a few days later. That was not a part of my business plan. To add salt to injury, my father was rushed to Emory for a 6-way heart bypass not long after my sister-in-law's death. Our business fell apart for all the media reports, and our dream was slowly becoming a nightmare. No longer could I do this alone. Now I need a miracle. I acted as my future depended on me, and I prayed like I depended on God. I declared that no longer will I allow fear to cut off the flow of abundant and positive energy in my life. No longer will I will let fear paralyze me. Instead of fear, I would trust and relocate my business and be the first to deliver pizza in downtown Statham. We held on to our dream for the next 7 years while both holding down full-time jobs. Fast forward to today. I took the plunge again and became the first female mayor of Statham. I reminded myself to follow my passion, live life to the fullest, surrender and stay one step ahead of fear that hovers around me. So as I leap into faith for 2026, I'm inviting you to jump in with me. This jump does not require water, but rather a leap of faith in your belief system and a shift in your mindset. The antidote to fear is trust, and it's only a thought away. No one is going to push you over the cliff to struggle. God will nudge you, but you must take the leap. You must make the leap in your mind and your action. You must make the jump with trust and determination and faith. After all, they don't call it a leap of fear, they call it a leap of faith for a reason. You will always feel fear. Everyone will, but your trust must be bigger than your fear. The bigger your trust, the smaller your fear. And the more you trust, the more you become a conduit for miracles. So what are you afraid of? Maybe 2025 wasn't a great year for you personally, but our city has witnessed a great year with many positives that are noteworthy. I believe the new year represents a fresh start for this council, a new opportunity to come together and work positively as a team. All you have to do is jump in with all you are and all you wish to become. I'm taking the leap for a positive and productive 2026. Are you ready to take the leap of faith? Miracles can happen. It's all up to you. I want to also add something that has relevance to the last meeting. I want to speak about on December 16th, 2026, at our regular city council meeting, the agenda was amended to vote on the personnel policies that were being reviewed by the personnel committee. This action was taken before the committee was able to reconvene to look over, review, and discuss to ensure the policies were equitable for today's standards and in the future for all employees. The personnel policies were voted on and approved by the council that evening. Prior to the meeting, I read them over and noticed errors and major mistakes as written that resulted in unfairness to our employees. The personnel policies are the second most important document seated next to the charter. These policies were ramrodded through with a timeline that was never agreed upon by the committee or me. It is very apparent to me that the council had not done their homework. Had they taken time to read this document, they would have seen the egregious errors. I did not veto the document that night, as written by the Borough Journal. Temporarily asked City Attorney Jody Campbell to what the process for a veto on the policies was. I did submit the veto later in the correct time frame. Comments have been made like that employees are only out for a paycheck. That fact is not true for most. It's about fairness and equity. The outcome is apparent. Errors were made, and this is not what I wanted. Council did not do it right the first time, and with haste we have resulted in an ordinance to make corrections to the document. I will call a meeting of the Personnel Committee to reconvene and go over each section to make sure they are all right, and I would like to call on Frank Burnett and Josh Barton to represent the council for this review. I will get in touch with everyone to meet in the coming days. Thank you for my report. Are there any other committee reports that need to be made? Lee?
No.
Okay. All right. Discussion items. First one, painting bids for Hillman Rainwater Building.
All right, so we took some bids for the painting of the outside of Robert Bridges Community Center and Hillman Community Center, and also their pavilions that are on that property as well. Nikki, did you include the tabulation so they don't have to like comb through all the, okay. So you'll notice we've got 3 bidders on each building. The one with the option 2, that is, if you can see in my fine print, that is for a solid stain versus a semi-transparent stain, whatever is chosen for the pavilion. That's why there's an option 2, and the amount is a little more there on both of those buildings. Anything y'all like to discuss? I think, so on Hillman building, there's some soffit and some trim that'll be included in the quote for repair or replacement. And then on Robert Bridges Pavilion, there is some trim work that is included for replacement on that quote.
As far as the painting goes, these 3 estimates,
Yes, sir.
they all cover the same areas.
Every aspect.
It's oranges to oranges, apples to apples,
Yeah.
right?
Correct. Yeah, we've actually had to, because one noticed a bad spot on one building that we missed, and so we ended up calling the other 2 back to come back and look to add that to their quote, and update their quote. So yes, there are apples to apples. And one is local Ridgeway Painters. They're right off Sunset.
Brett, aside from the price on all these, which the prices on the painting stuff is, I mean, the cheapest bid is minimum $2,000 cheaper than the other 2. Is there any difference that you can point out in the bids? I've read through them myself, but didn't see anything.
Besides for the cheapest bid being a large commercial company,
Yeah.
I would say time frame wise, how soon they could get to the project. But my recommendation would be the medium price, which would be our local business owner, Ridgeway Painters. And like I said, you have should have the full quotes as well.
The
I got 2 things.
Nikki.
Yes, sir.
is it all the same or different brands, same?
I believe it's Sherwin-Williams.
I'm sorry?
I believe it's Sherwin-Williams. Color, depended on, the color hadn't been picked, of course.
Yeah.
But that would be completely up to, not me. I'm not picking a color. So, y'all, I don't pick colors.
Yeah. Just the paint.
Yeah.
So Ridgeway
Yeah.
is local.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Where is Servpro and Berry?
So Certapro is a national, from what I understand. They've got several branches. I believe this was the Athens branch. They're off of 129 towards the hospital. Yeah. Yeah, and the Berry Coating, I believe they're out of Athens, and I believe they've got a couple branches as well.
Is there a warranty that comes with it? I mean, is that?
So yeah, there's let me dig up the quote.
I'm trying to see. It's probably here.
I don't have the quotes on me, but there is
Yeah.
some warranty on their work.
Yeah. 2 year?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So the time frame, you said there's a difference in some of these as far as when they get to it.
I would assume a larger, more commercial-based company. I don't know what their time frame would be. I would assume it'd be further out since they're busier. But I could be wrong on that.
Is there any hurry?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, it does need, the pavilions for sure need to be covered, so there's no damage in the future. They need to be, painted and restored.
Yeah, my question, though, I'm not talking about a year out, I'm talking about weeks or maybe.
No, we're not in a hurry like it needs to be done next week kind of deal. No, sir.
So that should be in there.
Yep, correct. And I can reach out to them, these companies as well, and get a timeline, if that's something y'all would like me to do.
2 questions, Brett.
Yes, sir.
including the flooring bids also, I noticed that several of the bids were expired. Is that going to be an issue?
So we have reached out to every person that provided a quote, and they have emailed stating that they will guarantee the price at the price they provided. Because we did look at that, because a lot of the bids were received in November. Some of them were 30 days, some of them were 60 days. But we reached out to every vendor and verified that they would honor the price. So.
My second question was, if you were to award the bids to the same company for each one, would there be any sort of discount involved?
So, Berry Coating is the only one that will do both the painting and the flooring. But yeah, as far as the buildings, yes. Now, if we selected one, would they do both buildings, correct? Any other questions?
On the flooring, is there gonna be different brands, different types of flooring?
So we went with the thickest commercial mill for wear, and with the the different wear. I got educated very well on flooring during this process. The different wear. It's it's vinyl plank flooring, yes sir, 100% waterproof, glue down. We started out doing floating floor, LVP, with a moisture barrier underneath, and then as we proceeded to go, request more quotes, they recommended, more and more companies recommended that we go with a glue down for the structural aspect of it, and it would last longer. Mm-hmm. And also, apparently the glue down, if there's a bad spot that buckles in the middle of the floor, say, you can pull that piece up and put a new piece down. Well, if you've got a floating floor, that's the lock and click kind. If you got a floating floor and a piece goes bad in the middle of the floor, well, what do you have to do? You have to start at the edge of the wall and go all the way over to that bad piece, replace that bad piece, and then put down everything else back down. So
the reason I'm asking is I've had some experience with some glue down.
okay. Well, all the vendors that we've reached out to, they all recommended glue down for the commercial aspect of it. Since they are community centers, there'll be high traffic at times in them. Plus the chairs being, moved and tables being moved across them. That's what they recommended.
Well, material, I would recommend that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think glue down, we need to check into that. Maybe you were satisfied with these guys that you talked to.
No, I mean, I can do some more research for sure.
Yeah, because I had some stuff that's popping up, and your floor has to be perfectly level.
Yeah.
If you get any dips with glue down, you might have a problem.
Yeah.
But you're right about that. If you glue down, you can replace each piece.
Yeah, you don't have to start
For
from.
locks, you gotta go all the way to the wall.
Correct. Yes, sir.
But I wouldn't mind checking into the glue down materials.
Okay.
A little bit closer.
Yeah, and they all that was quoted. It was a pretty thick mill, flooring, and two different layers. One's a wear layer, one's the bottom layer. They were both pretty thick, so it's pretty good for commercial use anyway. And the flooring was just at Robert Bridges. It's not at Hillman. Hillman's flooring is good. So, any other questions?
Any further questions?
No.
Yep. Tree removal?
Yep, tree removal. Okay. So let's see. So you'll have a tabulation there as well on the quotes we received, companies we reached out to. I was tasked with getting quotes for some tree removal of some stuff, trees that must go down. If y'all are aware, back in July, I believe it was late July, we had Lee Clark with the Georgia Forestry Commission come down and do an evaluation in the main part of our town, along Broad and Jefferson and all. and look at our trees and grade them. Y'all should have the report. If not, I can get that sent to y'all or get it printed off for you guys. But her original list had, I think it was 14 trees that she evaluated. Yep, 14.
We have 18.
And they all correlate with her report, and they're numbered. If y'all have got that, if not, I can provide that with you as well. But it ranges from anywhere from tree needs to be removed to review in 3 to 6 months. Come back and review it in 6 to 9 months. And then we added the 3 bottom trees, those 3 addresses. 2 of those are, I'm sorry, it was the 4 bottom addresses. One of them, that tree is dead. That was not reviewed by her on Jefferson Street. The 2, one at Mulberry and 3rd Street, those 2 are buckling the road. The roots are coming up in the asphalt. If we were to remove the roots and fix the road and patch the road, you would kill the tree. The trees are in bad shape as they are. They're not dead yet, but if we were to fix the road and remove the roots, it would kill the trees. And then the last one on the list being in an alleyway, city property, and it is dead as well. Like I said, we did receive quotes, and we did reach out to the, to go along with Josh's question from earlier. A lot of these were received back in October, November. We reached out to every one of these vendors as well to see if they were still honoring the price or they wanted to submit an updated price, and they all agreed to honor the price that they originally gave us. But her report is in length. I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen it, but it's in length and goes into depth about all these trees. And she's got pictures. I mean, it's a pretty good report. And we plan on having her back to review trees in the future as well. But along Broad Street, we'll be doing a lot of ditch cleaning for stormwater and all, and driveway pipes and all, and that'll affect these root systems as well for these larger, older trees. So that's something we have to keep in mind. Any questions?
I know that we spoke for the, on behalf of the tree committee, what we would propose is to just have the trees that Ms. Clark advised to take down now. That's number 1, number 5, that's 1993, 1989, 1933, that's number 7. There's 2 at 310 Jefferson Street. 1895 Broad Street is number 12. There's a limb at 1899 that needs to go, as well as the tree that's in the alleyway between 1969 and 1975, and then the 249 Jefferson Street. If hopefully in March or May, or April I should say, April or March, we could get Mrs. Clark back out to look at the other trees at that time.
Yeah, I mean, because, per her report in July, it was a review 3 to 6 or 6 to 9 months. Well, now that we're discussing it, we have reached that mark.
Right.
I mean, so we could have her back out to review them as well.
Okay. Thank you, Brett.
Are they actually testing them or just looking at them visually?
They are visually evaluating them. She's and Tim might have more information on her background and all, but she's been with the Georgia Forestry Commission for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Got a lot of experience.
She's an arborist, nationally certified arborist, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's got a lot of experience in reviewing trees and all.
Yeah, everything she did was visual.
Yeah, no corking or
Yeah.
nothing like that.
Okay.
But it was all visual.
Okay.
Any other questions? And if y'all let me know if y'all don't have that report from her. We can easily get that to you. So. All good? I hear you.
Yeah.
We'll get you some climbing spikes and climbing bears.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Brett. Next on to the resolution for amending the employee handbook. for the PTO accrual for department heads.
Thank you, Mayor. So as y'all recall, on December 16th, the City Council adopted an amended personnel policy. In the days leading up to that, one of the issues, one of several issues, but the one that is the subject of this resolution, there was a good bit of debate about the PTO accrual schedule for employees and how do department heads factor into that as well. There was one proposal where there would be a separate table for department heads. They would accrue at a different rate. And then there was another version where all employees, regardless of whether they were department heads or not department heads, would accrue at the same rate. In those competing drafts, there was some specific language in one of them that said, except for department heads, all eligible full-time employees of the city shall accrue PTO at the rate stated below. The reason why that language was there is because in that draft, there was a separate table that would address department heads. And so that was there to say, this is for non-department head employees, this one is for department head employees. Problem is as those drafts were, flying across each other via emails and what have you, that language, the except for department heads, was left in the approved draft, or the approved version, I should say, not draft. And the net effect of that is, and by, again, I believe error on part of the city council, certainly not the intent of the city council, department heads do not or would not accrue any PTO. And so this error was detected by former council member Bogenreiter. It was brought to our attention about 2 or 3 hours before the meeting. At that point, it was too late to recirculate drafts. So the decision was, well, the motion to approve needs to include deleting that language. And former councilmember Bogenreiter did not see that recommendation until after the meeting. Therefore, it didn't happen. And so this error was discovered literally the next day. And so at Councilmember Bogenreiter's request, I prepared this resolution to fix that one typographical error. Now, I know there's other issues that we're going to be addressing at a later date, but that is the purpose of this resolution and why it only addresses that one thing. I hope I've explained it as clear as mud, but as clear as possible under the circumstances. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Do we need to read this?
You do not need to read this. This is just for discussion.
Any discussion, council? Okay, we're moving on to Arbor Day. Have a proclamation for Arbor Day from the Tree Committee that is before me. I guess it's needing to be signed. I will read it. Whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to be set aside for planting of trees. And this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting, heating, and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, countless other wood products. And trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. So that is the proclamation for Arbor Day. And I guess I will sign that.
Mayor, I guess if it's going to be a resolution of the governing body, it probably needs to be voted on.
Okay, all right, we'll wait.
Voting session.
Okay, we'll wait on that. All right. On to the City of Statham mass notification system.
Good evening, everyone. This is our second attempt at the mass notification. The first 3 vendors who did do the bid process chose not to rebid, so right before you is Genesis and GoGov. They both have met all the requirements as far as the bid package. And then GoGov, all their pricing, which I will not disclose at this time, is in your bid packet. The requirements of the notification will still be, you have to register for weather alerts. Will still go through the NOAA system, and then the other avenues of any notification will be a push through. These are cloud-based companies. That's about as best of my knowledge as you're gonna get. I am not a techie.
Any further questions, council? You've got the packets to look over.
And if you do have questions or concerns, or you want me to reach out to the companies with your questions, I will do so, and I will copy everyone with your question and the answers that come back from the vendors.
Thank you very much, Cheryl.
All right.
Now we're moving on to citizen input.
Mayor, we have 3 speakers signed up. The first is Joe Piper.
Okay, let me read the citizens input. Each speaker shall speak clearly and shall provide their name and address prior to addressing council. Citizen comments shall be limited to a maximum of 5 minutes per person, and no speaker may speak more than once. Speakers shall address the city council as a body rather than any particular member, and shall refrain from personal attacks and foul language. The presiding official may limit or refuse a speaker the right to continue if the speaker continues to violate these rules of decorum. Come forward. Come forward, Mr. Piper.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Joe Piper. Been up here before on this subject, and it still upsets me, and I don't know why it doesn't upset a whole lot more in this city. But the taxation, paying as much for city taxes as paying for the county, and yes, you are all, with the exception of one, responsible for that decision. There was a time in history when the politicians didn't vote for things that they knew were going to affect them when they got out of office, but anymore everybody is in it for life, it seems. I don't think that the city is getting the same services that they used to get, but they're paying a whole lot more for it. Limbs and trees are down a lot longer now than they ever were, except for specific areas in the city that we definitely want to keep cleaned up. Another thing that's very discerning to me is we had a business that was here for 6 years. The city got $500 a month for a piece of property that nobody else wanted. It sat vacant for years and years. The gentleman came in and put a whole lot of money in it. I know it was on his dime, but paying $500, and then the city wanted to raise him to $1,800 a month, but they'd settle for $15. So we lost a business. Businesses will offset people's taxes, but we'd rather raise the people's taxes than to have businesses, apparently. This mass notification system that was brought up in the past, and it was always, oh, we're just too small for that, and that's not the way to do it, and now all of a sudden it's just one more thing that you're going to spend money on. The handbook, that's definitely a problem area. Why would any council member or any committee member even consider giving the exempt employees a better deal than the employees? An employee is an employee, and God knows that the exempt employees are making far more than they deserve in most cases, bar the police department, I should say. But this handbook deal should have been tabled. If it was brought up 2 hours before the meeting took place, it should have been tabled. That would have been the right thing to do. But instead, it's just a whole lot easier to blame the council members for not doing due diligence instead of everybody accepting responsibility for putting a block on it until it could have been done the right way. Thanks.
Next is Denny Adams.
Good evening. Name's
Good
Denny
evening.
Adams, live at 457 Cali Lane here in Statham. First thing I want to talk about is, long ago when you first come into office, we used to have a city newsletter in with our water bill every month. Been a great place to advertise and big great place to, what Wednesday meetings, what are you going to discuss, stuff like this. But it was said that it would cost too much money. The city can't afford it. That's a big lie, because most of the people that advertised in it paid for it. You did a lot of work across the street at City Hall. Was it all needed? I don't know. We never see it because the door's always closed. We see 2 people sitting there, that's it. You hired a city administrator for $62,000? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows for sure. Do we need one? I don't know. The town's awful small. Then you hired a city manager. He's making over $100,000 a year. Is this town big enough for that? I don't think so. This past month, I got my water bill, and it went from $24 to $68. I went down to City Hall and asked why. I was told it was run over by a car. Boy, that was a big-ass lie. Big lie. And when I confronted him about it, he said, well, there's an antenna on those water meters, and the antenna needed replaced. That was lie number 2. I'm a retired plumber. I know damn better. And he said it wasn't reading out the amount of gallons that I was using. Well, on my bill, the gallons was there that I used. I live alone. I don't use that much water. And the final thing I want to talk about is something that really gets to me. And it gets to a lot of people all around this country. No mayor, no city council should have any business being in the police office business. And I've heard tell that you want to get rid of the chief. We have the best police force I have seen in this town in 35 years. And you want to hire somebody that's going to say, yes, I'll do this, I'll do this. That ain't right. They're benefiting y'all. They're not benefiting us. After all, they work for us, not you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last, we have Rudy Kraus.
My name's Rudy Krause. I live at 472 Whispering Oaks Lane. I drive in Statham, Georgia. I come before the City Council to voice an observation of the last year. I have stayed out of this as Debbie has asked. Before you start telling me I'm the one telling her what to do, I have never told her what to do. She has a greater faith in people. I'm a skeptic. I place my faith in people who show they deserve it. My father taught me to show respect to everyone until they don't deserve it anymore. The last meeting was the last straw for me. The disrespect shown at the last meeting over the personnel policies, she in essence was told the decision she would make. Now I speak in terms of terms most of you understand. I can approach, can I approach them to,
I don't think it's necessarily.
okay? These cups, these red cups, represent the blood of Jesus. And now I'd like to read from Matthew 7, 14 through 23. Because straight is the gate, and the narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of the false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravaging wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do not gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles. Even as every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Not everyone, wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but that doth the will of my Father in which is in heaven. Many say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in the name, and the name have cast the devils, and in the name done many wondrous things? And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work in iniquity. Therefore, whoever heareth these sayings of mine and doth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which builds his house upon a rock. Now, please look into these cups. These cups are empty. When you need to worry about is what gets poured into the cup. As the personal policies that were attempted to ram through voting session, I leave you with this thought. Those that choose to drink blindly the Kool-Aid that is poured in their cup deserve the results. Know what you're getting into. Research. Find out what's going into. Don't let one person overwhelm you with their theories, their feelings, their desires, their personal jealousies. Know what you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to do the right.
Thank you.
Those are all the speakers that have signed up.
All right, I need a motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go into executive session.
I need a second. All in favor, show of hands. batteries next. Okay, we're back. All right, I need a motion to come out of executive session.
Motion to come out of executive session.
Need a second? Second. All in favor, show of hands.
The mayor and the city council for the city of Statham adjourned into executive session to discuss matters exempt under the Open Meetings Act, specifically to discuss the potential sale, leasing, disposition, or acquisition of real estate. No votes were taken during executive session. A copy of the affidavit and resolution will be included with the minutes.
Thank you so much. I need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Need a second? All in favor, show of hands. This meeting is now adjourned.